Okay, hello everyone. So today I just wanted to go over what we did in class today because I know it's really hard and you may not remember how to do it like in the future. So we can go ahead and just review really quickly. Let's get rid of all this stuff. So whenever you first start in Fiji, you want to make sure that all your windows that you don't need, that they're all closed. So I like to have this bar where you go to image, adjust, brightness and scale, and then this is the bar that shows up. I like to just have it there. And then these are the class images that I sent you. So the very first thing you do when you download your images is you organize your folders. So there's images that say red, so I put those in one folder, and I didn't have you guys do that during class, but let's go ahead and do that. Then you create a new folder. So for me, I just right click and select new and create a new folder. Then we're going to have a new folder that says 2x because we have images that are at 2x magnification. We'll right click and create a new folder, and then we'll say 10x. Okay. So now you can see here, like this is 2x, this is 2x. So you just press down on the shift button so you can go ahead and grab as many of these 2x images as you can that are like in a row. You just put them all in there. Fiji's does take up a lot of RAM, so try to empty your trash bin, restart your computer before you start working. And now these are 10x images. So yeah, make sure you get rid of stuff that you no longer need. Like if you have videos or shows or things that you've already seen and you're not going to watch anytime soon, go ahead and get rid of all of that. Anything that's taking up space that you don't need, just get rid of it, so that your computer has like a lot more space to like process images and stuff. So these are all 10x, and then over here we've got the 2x. Okay, so my stuff is super organized now. Here I have my 2x images, and I'm going to create some folders. New folder. So this is what I mean. I was talking today in class, but some people didn't understand. We want everything to be in nested folders. So basically inside of this 2x folder, I only have the 2x images. So I want you to have all of your results for these specific images inside of this folder. So these folders should not be outside of the 2x folder because then things get really confusing. Everything nested folders. So here we're going to go ahead, and a nested folder is just like a folder inside of another folder. That's all I'm talking about. So here we're going to have one for, I don't remember what we called it in class. I think it was like macros. So this is where we're going to save all of our macros that we use, and then we're going to create a new folder. And remember, for those of you who have a Mac, what we learned today is that you can't create folders in the moment while you're in Fiji the way that I can. So you have to create your folders first. So you have to like exit out of Fiji, don't exit out of anything actually. Just go to your folder and create your folder, and then hit run code when you're ready. Okay, so this is going to be results underscore JPEG, and then we're going to create another folder that says, so right click, new folder. This one's going to be, remember, anything that is a result, you're going to put results. So results underscore scale bar. Okay. There we go. So now my folders are created, and we can go ahead and if you click on Fiji, like click on it, and then you put Control Shift N, you'll have a new, where is it? Here it is. So sometimes it doesn't pop up. It's down here. It's down below where all of your little icons are. It's down there. So this is too big, so we'll just make it a little smaller, and this is where all of our code is. So I'm gonna go ahead and Control copy, and then go here to new, Control paste. Okay, and this is, let's go to options and increase font size, Control plus to increase our font size. Okay. Okay. So then I remember I went through this with you. So here we're going to go ahead and do the scale bar. We will add a scale bar. So this is the first macro that we're creating. And remember, if you copy and paste the code that I sent you and it doesn't show up in color, all you gotta do is go to language and click IJ1 macro, and then that's perfect. So here, oh, I deleted something that I wasn't supposed to. Yeah, so I just want to delete these two. Okay, so remember we have our input folder, so this is equal to get directory, input directory. So here we're just telling Fiji, okay, I need you to open up a pop-up window, and that's why it says get directory. So we're ordering it. As soon as I click run, I need you to go open up a pop-up window, and you're going to label this input directory. And it's going to be called input. And basically you're going to go, I get to choose which folder. So a directory is just a folder, and it's that 2x folder. I had all of you guys label your 2x folder just 2x, and make sure you label everything exactly how I say, so that as we go forward with like our lectures, you're not confused and you're not trying to think about like, what did I label that? Because we had issues with that today in class. So yeah, your 2x folder, you're gonna click on that, and then that's the folder that's gonna take all your pictures from. Your output directory, that's gonna be where you're either gonna create a new folder. If you don't have Apple, you can do that in the code, because the pop-up window will show up. But if you have Apple, you can't do that. So that's why I went ahead and created those 3 folders for you guys. So output directory, you get to choose which folder you want your results in. Suffix is equal to .tiff. This is just telling you that you're telling Fiji, okay, any TIFF picture I want you to process. If it's a .jpeg or something else, I don't want you to process it. I want you to ignore it. Right here in green are comments for myself. So these are for my old microscope. These are my pixel to micron ratio. And like I said, those are different for every microscope. So you need to figure out what these are at the different magnifications. So the microscope that we have in lab has a 2x magnification, a 10x, and a 20x magnification. And then these are the values that I have to put in order to calibrate my image so that I can extract quantifiable information from that. So this right here is a loop that's going to tell Fiji, okay, like get in there and run every step of my code for every single image. And then we want it to save. Okay, so this is the code that I sent you. So this is the loop that's going to tell Fiji to go into your folder. This area right here is where you're going to insert any code that you want for any plugins, any commands that you want Fiji to use when processing your images. And then we save as. So here you can press TIFF, or you can write down JPEG or VSI, however you want your image saved. And then you put a comma, output. So like, where do you want your images saved? We want them saved in that output folder. So that's the folder that it asks us at the beginning. In the second pop-up window, it asks us, what do you want your output folder to be? Where do you want me to save your results? So we tell it in the output folder. Plus, and then we're telling it, okay, add a word. So this, I didn't mention this in class today, but we're going to save this as a TIFF, and it's going to have a scale bar. So I'm actually going to say scale bar and then plus file. So it's going to keep the name of the file, and I want it to keep the name of the file. And then it's going to say scale bar either in the front or the back. I don't remember. But it's really nice. I love that you can do this with Fiji. Okay, so now we need to record our code that we're going to put in here. So we're going to minimize this, and then we're going to go to plugins, and we're going to macros record. And so now you can go ahead and, let's see, we're going to pull up our image. Okay, so in class you guys have the day 6 images. On this computer I don't have those yet, so I'm just going to use a day 4, and this is going to be MAECs with sunitinib. So it'll be really similar. Okay, and so this looks good. So we're going to go ahead and okay, we're going to make this smaller, so control minus, remember control minus makes your images smaller. And then we're going to go ahead and go to, so our record window is already working, and what it's doing is this is the graphical user interface. Every button that we press, Fiji, sorry, let me turn that off. Okay, so every button that you press, Fiji will convert it into a line of code in that language, that IJM Fiji language. So we're gonna record all of our steps, and then once we have the code that we want, then we'll go ahead and copy and paste it into our coding block, which is down here. Where is it? Right here. No, right here. Yeah. Okay, so we'll make this guy a little for now. I like to keep it on the screen. I like to keep everything on my screen, so go ahead and like where your pictures are, just keep that guy open, your little recorder, and get used to like having everything organized really nice on your screen. So then here I have my picture, and so I'm going to go to, the first thing I'm going to do is Control Shift P. So you click on your picture and Control Shift P, and here we're going to calibrate our image. And basically the only thing we're going to do is the pixel width is 1.7, the pixel height is 1.7. We make sure that the units are in microns, so you put a little U and a little M and it'll turn it to microns. Right now we're only going to work with 2x images, so we'll do global and then we'll press OK. So if yours wasn't set to that amount already, then go ahead and set it. Okay, if you hear noise in the background, I have 3 dogs and they just came in the house, so apologies in advance. I'll try to speak louder. Okay, so basically now that's the code where I'm going to start using. So if I already know that for sure I want to use that code, then I put a space bar, and here we go. So if not, then you can decide what code you want to use later. So then we're going to go ahead, so the image is calibrated now. So now I want to add my scale bar. So we go to process, no, it's analyze, tools, scale bar. Okay, analyze tool scale bar. And for you guys in class, for 2x images I like 1,000, and then I told you guys to do like 50, 50, and 100 for font size. So 50, 50, and then there's like another one, so just do 50 as well, and then we'll do 100 for font size. And then you guys have like more selections here, just do whatever looks like this. So click on anything that makes it look like this, and then that's fine. The color is white, the background none, the location is the lower right hand side. So yeah, make sure you have all of these, then press OK, and then bam, we have a scale bar. And so anytime you present research, you have to have your scale bar in your presentation images. But whenever you do analysis, you do not want a scale bar right there, because this will actually be counted as data. Fiji thinks that this white bar is cells, so don't do that. Okay, so we have our 2 lines of code that we want. The run properties, where we set the scale to 1.7, where we calibrated, we want that line of code. And then we actually created the scale bar and put it on the screen. So now we went ahead and set that. So this is the only code that I want. So I'm going to take that, control copy. Now in class today, some of you didn't take all the code, like you missed a line, or you missed like a half a line or something. Even if you miss like a colon or the semicolon, your code will crash. So make sure you are very, very careful about how you take everything. So control copy, and then I like to make this big here so that I know I can see better. But basically right after this for loop, that's where I go ahead and press my code that I recorded. This is what I want. So then I have my line for a TIFF, and then I have these last 2 lines. So what this does is run close all. So every time that it processes one image, it'll give you the result you want, and then it'll close that image. And then at the very end, like let's say you had 100 images, it says run clear results. So any type of images that might still be open, it'll just go ahead and close everything for you. And that's what you want, because there was a time when I didn't know about these lines of code, and I would have to manually go in and close, and sometimes I have like 1,000 images, so it would take forever. So all right, so then the next thing you do is you go to File, Save As, and we're gonna go ahead and you go find your folder. So we go 3 megs per mil, all cells, bright field, 2x. I don't know if I'm in the, oh, I think I'm in a different folder. So we go to desktop. Let's go find our folder. Okay, I found my folder. So now 2x. So I'm saving my code. This is a macro. So I'm going to go into the macro folder that we just created, and I'm going to go ahead and label it. And I'm just going to label it what it is. So scale underscore bar. You can put the magnification, but that's something that you always can change. So I do, sometimes I don't, doesn't matter. Scale bar dot IJM. The most important thing is that you have it as a dot IJM extension, and then you put save, because if you have it as a dot IJM, then you'll always be able to open it here in Fiji. Okay, so now we're ready to run. If you click elsewhere, and then back here, like if you click on another one, and then back here, you'll see that it's already renamed scale bar.ijm. So this is the one we're going to run. So let's go ahead and make it smaller. Okay, and we're ready to run. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to close that image out because we don't need it. And now we go run. Okay. So it's asking me, this is the pop-up window for this line of code right here for the input equals get directory. So it's asking me which folder is your input folder. So which folder should I take the images from? So we're going to go ahead and go into, it's just my 2x folder. So you just make sure that your 2x is in blue. And I know for MacBooks, this was weird because like when you go in there, it'll be at the top. Don't click on anything inside of the folder because your code will crash. So it just has to be 2x up at the top for Mac people. But for the rest of us, you just select it in blue and then you click select. Okay, my second pop-up window, so that's this line of code right here, and it's saying output is equal to get directory. So it's asking me which of these folders is going to, where am I going to save your images? What is your output folder? So I like nested everything to keep everything very organized. So we go into the 2x and we go to results, scale bar. So we already created a folder for that. If not, we could create one right now with this button. But for the Mac people, I created these before. Okay, so now you click select. And then bam, Fiji is working for us. So you can see how fast it's going. It's adding a scale bar to every single image in that folder, and then it's putting it away for me. So now let's go look. Let's go look to see if it did a good job. So here's my 2x folder right here. Okay, let's make this big. So this is my 2x folder, and you can see that I have results scale bar. Let's go look at our results. Yay, it worked. And remember, anything in Fiji, if you want to look at it, you have to drag it in, whether that be your macros or whether that be your pictures or anything, literally anything. It all has to be dragged into Fiji. And that's it. You got your scale bar. And you can see down here at the bottom, you have it. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to record another macro. So my recorder window is like full right now. You can see we're going to go ahead and delete all of this. So Control Alt delete, and we're going to start over. So now we want to create another macro, and this one is going to be called JPEG because I want to save my images as a JPEG. So I'm going to go to File, New, and then I'm going to take my scale bar code and I'm going to put Control Alt, Control Copy, Control C, and then Control V for me. So I went ahead and copied my code, and remember it's black, so we want to go ahead and go to language, and we want to go to IJ1 macro, and now it's colorful. So when the letters are black, that means that you can't run yet. It means that the code is not active. but right now, once you go to language and IJ1 macro, it activates your code. And so up here, you say what you want to do. So we will add a scale bar. So here we're going to say we will save images as JPEGs for presentations. So we want JPEGs only for presentations, but we want TIFF images for everything else. Any type of analysis, we'll do it with a TIFF image because that retains all of your information. So now we're going to go down here to the part that has our code, and we're going to go ahead and erase our lines of code, and we're going to paste new lines of code depending on what we do here. So I'm going to go back and grab one of the images that doesn't have a scale bar. So I'm back in my 2x folder. I'm going to go take that same image that I had, and I'm going to make it smaller. And I'm going to go ahead and put Control-Shift-P, make sure that it's calibrated. Good, okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and save it as a JPEG. So actually, no, I don't even need to save it. I don't need to do anything else, actually, because you already have all the code that you need. So you see down here, it says save as a TIFF. All you got to do is erase this, and you just put JPEG. And then instead of having it say scale bar, you just say JPEG. So then it'll keep your file name and it'll say JPEG, and it'll save it as a JPEG, and it's doing this to your whole folder. So let's go ahead and save our macro file, save as, and then we're going to go into the folder that's macros. So we're going to say, it's not scale bar, it's going to be JPEG.ijm. Okay, JPEG.ijm save. Okay, so if we click elsewhere and we look here, now we have it saved as a JPEG. Yay. So then we go to run. Okay, here's our, oh, I like when you can see everything. So let's make this smaller. Okay, so we're running our folder, and here's our input directory window. So it's asking us, where are your pictures? So we're going to go back, and here they're in the 2x folder, select. And then it's asking us, where's your output directory? Where do you want us to save your pictures? So we already created that folder, results underscore JPEG, select. And then there we go. It's taking every image, it's turning it into a JPEG, and then it's saving it for you in that folder. And it's relabeling it with the word JPEG at the front or at the back of it, I don't remember. And then that's it. So you just created, this is automation. We just automated and created 2 macros to do 2 different functions for you. And you can see it says JPEG at the front of the image. Every image says JPEG and then the name of the file that I had on there. And that's how you do that. So yeah, for homework, you're submitting your 2 macros. I'm creating an assignment on CAT courses. You're going to upload both of your macros. You can either copy and paste the code or just upload it as a .ijm. I don't know if that will work, but if not, you can just copy and paste this into a Word document and then save it as like JPEG macro or something, and then upload it into that assignment. And you're also going to upload the scale bar macro, and then you're going to send me 1 picture for each of those macros. So here's your results folder for the JPEG. You're just going to send me like the first picture, and then you can send me results scale bar, you can send me the first picture. And that's it. That's your first assignments for image analysis.